Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. And for those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to do a reading for you guys today. So I hope that everybody's having a great Saturn's Day, and I hope that all of you are, if you're watching this currently, I hope that all of you are excited because it's a full moon in Aquarius. It's a Sturgeon full moon in Aquarius. So, all right, you guys, make sure that you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It's in the description box below. Also, if any of you need any personal assistance, I am here for that. Send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and answer your question, okay? Make sure that your question has to do with your life, not other people's lives, because I won't be reading people's energy who don't give me consent. I can read people's energy through your energy, but I can't just read about other people because that doesn't really have to do anything with you, especially if it has nothing to do with you. And make sure you guys like the video as you come in. Okay. I need to get one like on the video before I even start the reading. All right. So we're going to do, and thank you for leaving, whoever that person was that just comes on here. Like every single day, somebody comes on here and they start the evil eye, and then once they know I'm live, they start the evil eye, and then they get off. And so, yeah, I'll wait until you guys have come in the chat that we've got a like on the video before I do the reading. So, but make sure you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It's in the description box below. But by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Also, this contract includes copywriting, gatekeeping, evil eye, bad intentions, witchcraft, and no energy harvesting. All of these messages are copyrighted by the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. So don't mess with them. And also destiny swapping. Fucking, we're done with that. Okay, so we got one person in here. Let's get one like on the video so I can actually do a reading for you, because I'm not going to do a reading until I have one like on the video. And I'm not going to get upset about it because it's honestly not worth it. It's just like arguing with you people is just not the fuck worth it, and I'm not going to do it. And so I'm tired of people fucking, Ragnarok, can you give me a like? People keep trying to make me think you're my enemy. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, I've had a rough couple of past days. Thank you so much, Ragnarok. Like, I want to do a reading, so I need to just have like one like on the video. It's crazy. Somebody will come in. They come in first thing, and they won't like the video, and they start sending evil eye. And I've caught on to them. God has caught on to them. Like, I don't know why they don't understand that God has caught on to that shit. Wow, video showed up randomly. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to do the prayer. So I would like to call upon the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, the archangels, our spiritual team of light and resonance. And happy full moon in Aquarius, everybody. Okay, so I would specifically like to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Sachiel, which if you did not know, I just found about this archangel. I thought I had known them all. But Archangel Sachiel is the archangel of prosperity and abundance. So, anyways, I thought I would let you guys know about that. Archangel Ariel and Uriel. And I would like to ask that they would block out anyone or anything, like all evil eye, anyone and anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I'm hearing a spirit seriously tell me to stop. What am I supposed to be stopping? Like what? Stopping what? Okay. Thank you. The archangels got that shit. Removed it. So yeah, somebody wants me to stop doing what I'm doing, or they want to stop me, or they want to stop you, because I just heard stop, and that was no legitimate spirit. Like, I only listen to the Most High God. Okay, so I pray for the highest light. Yeah, anything that would negatively influence or impact this reading in any way, I pray that gets blocked out. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me, and the highest knowledge and to me and my collective. And I pray for all of my subscribers. Now, as I call upon your personal favor, God, please continue to protect me, shield me, and please continue to support my cause for however long as you want me to be here. I would like to say thank you, God, for your unfailing love and your support. And I'm eternally grateful for you. Thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles in your holy name, Lord my God. I want you to know that I give all of the glory to you for this platform and that I appreciate you for everything that you do. I pray into your holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. Okay. Yeah, they don't want me helping you. That's exactly it. And what is this energy? Like seriously, it was a masculine voice. It was like stop. Like, okay. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to be stopping? That's very vague to just throw that out there like, stop, hold on, stop what? First of all, I think that they don't like when I pray, to be quite honest. And then the person that comes on and sends the evil eye every morning, like, I don't know who the fuck they are. I don't really care. I think that they were also wanting me to stop. I'm not going to stop because somebody else is uncomfortable with me. And all these people have to do is not watch me. Like, swear to God, that's all they have to do. If they don't like me, all they have to do is not watch me. Like, you will never catch me sitting around wasting my time watching somebody that I don't like. Like verbatim, let me give you an example. I love the Kansas City Chiefs football team here in America. You're not going to see me watching a freaking Raiders game unless they're playing the Chiefs because I like the Chiefs. I don't like any of the other teams. Like, not really. I like the Chiefs, you know? I mean, some other teams are good, but I'm not going to take my personal time to watch teams that I don't like, right? Unless they're playing the Chiefs. So that's just like an example of how it doesn't make sense when people sit around wasting their time watching people that they don't like. And I had to like scream at people the other day because it annoys me. I've got 5 subscribers watching and 2 likes. Like, come on. Thank you. 4 subscribers. So one of them just went away. Oh, thank God. I like tell people really, if you don't like me, if you can't support me, you know, then just go away. Like, watch somebody that you do like. So, anyways, I think that these witches and warlocks come on here and they try to monitor my progress, to be quite honest. I feel like Ragnarok, they're trying to monitor your progress as well. They don't want to see you moving forward. They keep investing to make you think, yeah, I'm definitely not your enemy. I mean, I've never really been anybody's enemy, to be quite honest, especially in this lifetime. I mean, I did a lot of shit when I was Loki, but I'm still Loki, so I guess it just is what it is. We all have a higher self story and a pattern, but I'm not here to deceive anybody or trick anybody with anything. So, you know, it's a little bit of a situation where I've matured quite a bit. And other people, they want to come along with me. I know some of these people are like Asgardians and Veneer and stuff. They want to come along the journey with me, but they don't want to change. They still want to hold on to the old belief that I'm a deceiver or whatever. So, anyways, but these witches and warlocks are pissed. Jeremiah 33:3. Yeah, ask Lord and he will show you the hidden things. Exactly it. Yeah, it's exactly it. About tarot when asking on God. Yeah, see, seriously. When and I've worked with a spirit with tarot before, but it was through God because God has dispatched the spirit to work with people through tarot. Kind of like how Aleister Crowley was working with Thoth to make the where is it? To make the Thoth deck. That one. Which is a great deck, you guys. If you're interested in tarot, it's a really good deck. I would recommend starting with the Rider-Waite because it's the original basically, which is what we work with the most on this. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But some people don't know which entities are bad and which ones are not. So I'll definitely let you know about that. All right. So yeah, these witches and warlocks, they're pissed because And I was picking up on a crazy number. Like it was like the number 9, the number 10, either 9 or 10 years that these people have been at this dumb shit, sending this witchcraft, trying to destiny swipe, trying to energy harvest, all of this dumb shit. It's come to a complete end. These witches and warlocks no longer have gifts. Like they can't tap in, they don't have abilities. They're freaking the fuck out right now. For 9 years or so. Yeah, they're freaking. Yeah, for me, it's been at least 10. They're freaking the fuck out though, because now they have to walk away. The 8 of Cups, like they have to walk away from, because they're up under judgment. They're trying to run from being up under judgment. These witches and warlocks were trying to make you homeless. They're in the 5 of Pentacles. Straight up. It means every aspect to their life is open to disaster. These people are about to get like 9 or 10 years of witchcraft thrown right back at them. And now they don't have magical abilities. They don't have demons backing them. They don't have, and I'm not going to knock on anybody that works with the Ars Goetia. King Solomon worked with God in the Ars Goetia. That's one thing that I specifically do. But these people are like trying to get Ars Goetia demons to fuck with the human race, and it's a no. Exactly. Yeah, how they've been losing their shit. Yeah, and these are people. These witches and warlocks like are having health problems right now. I pick up on that really heavy. That whoever they collaborated with, everyone that collaborated with them is pissed. So like this is what I'm being shown is that, and this is funny to me, but like one of these witches and warlocks went into the spirit. They pulled up the Ars Goetia without even connecting with God. Then they decided that they were going to pull from demons on that to try to attack somebody, and it's backfired. It's a fuck no. These demons do not support these people. On your family jewels. Yeah, like your gifts and stuff. Literally. Well, God was instructing me to work with this one spirit from the Ars Goetia. And through working with this one spirit, I've created an entire book, basically. That's going to help. And I'm in the process of getting it created. So I've already have the artwork for it and everything like that. I'm in the process of getting it created so that you guys can guide yourselves a little bit better when it comes to tarot for a day that I may not be here. You know what I mean? And so like these people have gone to the same sources and forces of nature and beings that you go to or that back you. Maybe you don't even go to maybe you don't even pray to Odin, but Odin still backs you. Like these people are going to the same forces that support you and they're trying to petition against you. And that's why judgment was called immediately. I mean, like literally, well, kind of how King Solomon enslaved the spirits to work for him. These witches and warlocks, they try to do the same thing. Good. So we're all going to be bringing our stuff out at the same time. I think that that's a really good thing because there's so much bullshit on the market about, everything basically. And so, yeah, this is going to be a really big change for you guys. This is like they're walking away from this moon magic. These people are extremely disappointed that they weren't able to get one over on you. Like they're extremely disappointed, which is crazy to me that they would even think that this would be successful. So yeah, they could be blaming you for them being poor and homeless. No, these people are weird people. They spend a bunch of money on witchcraft. That's why they're broke. That and the fact that we have a transition right now that's happening that's with Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer, which is this card. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. See, God knows that the reason he created these other beings is so that they could help us, but they're not supposed to take the place of the Most High God. And so as long as we don't put them in the place of the Most High God, which would be ridiculous, which is what we don't do, these people do, though. These people do put things in the place of the Most High God. They put the devil energy there. And instead of like how Solomon's approach was, where you're working with the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, and then, working with whatever spiritual being or whatever, instead of doing and that's considered white magic. Instead of doing white magic, these people are doing black magic, which means they're putting these false idols, deities, probably statues, I don't know, like above the Most High God. Like, this to me is just a decorative statue. I like Black Tara. She's awesome, right? Do I believe that that's my God? No. Do I believe there's a deity living inside that shit? No. Do I believe I have to give it offerings? No, I do not. I just think it's a statue. These are the type of people that are bowing down to demonic altars with like weird shit on it. And somebody could have even taken a picture of you and put it on an altar. I pray that all of these altars catch fire by the Holy Spirit fire, and that they burn up and burn the houses down of these people. Maybe that's what they're experiencing. Yeah. Iconoclast argument. God killed a statue of Dagon. Oh my gosh. I was talking about that story literally last night. How the Ark of the Covenant, the people that stole the Ark of the Covenant, they took it, they put it in the temple with Dagon, and they were feeding the statue like 3 meals a day while the people were starving. Just crazy shit, like dressing it up, probably putting makeup on it, who knows what else. And then, in the morning time, after they had put the Ark of the Covenant there, it had decapitated Dagon. And that was the statue. And so literally, yeah, Dagon. And Dagon also, if you know about love, I am obsessed with Lovecraft and all of Lovecraft's writing. Like, he's one of my favorite authors, horror author. Anyways, the Book of Dagon, like, he talks about Dagon in one of his stories. He actually even has a story about the Sandman. He's got quite a few stories that are about ancient, Sumerian type, like Gigantothoa, a whole bunch of them. And that was like a big worm creature that petrified people. But yeah, I'm so interested into Lovecraft. I freaking love it. But yeah, people used to really believe that their God was a statue. And then like with Lamech and Jacob, Lamech was kind of the same way. It was just the way of the past, which it doesn't make any sense to me. But this Chiron movement in your chart, okay, it's revealing where an old wound used to be. So like, pay attention to your dreams at this time. The man who speared Christ turned to Christ and was blind, but Christ's blood healed, actually. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, he preached for Christ, and then they took his eyes out after said centurion attacked false idol statues. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, and the people that stole the Ark of the Covenant, they got hella sick, so they gave it back. They were like, sorry about that. Can you fix our people? And it sounds like it could have been radiation poisoning, but who knows? But they had to give it back. So these people were banking that your Chiron wound. Welcome in, Aquarius. Oh, you found this platform. I'm so glad. So we're talking about the Chiron wound in your guys' chart, and how that is something went to the store. Awesome. So the Chiron wound. So in your guys' chart, it has to do, if I were to say like an astrological sign could go with the 9 of Wands, it would be Chiron, because this is about being a wounded healer. These people were playing on some type of wound in the birth chart, and that's what they were like using with this full moon magic. They were trying to keep you permanently wounded, basically. You have Chiron and Gemini third. Chiron is the wounded healer. Yes, absolutely. And so that's what I'm getting that they were doing, is they were trying to target that type of energy to keep you in a state where they could suppress you. First house, Saturn rising, basically the angel of death. I could definitely see that for you for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm seeing Sleipnir in my mind, my beautiful child. So there is a very fast energy moving towards you to intercede on, because I feel like a lot of you guys this past year, you've worked to healing this wounded healer. Chiron means symbolize deep-seated wounds and vulnerabilities. Okay, yeah. So when addressed can become a source of strength and healing for oneself and others. It highlights areas where we feel inadequate. Thank you. Okay, so this makes sense. This absolutely makes sense. inadequate, and deeply wounding. Okay, that makes sense. So these people were playing on your self-confidence. They also were playing on whatever this wound is that they think that you have. This is why I would be very weary of telling just random people about what your traumas are. Because, like I've said before, devil on the bottom, like I've said before, some people will take a trauma that they know that you have and then they'll go do witchcraft on it. How do they do that? I have no idea, but they do. I've picked up on it personally with myself, like after I've told somebody about a mother wound or being adopted or anything like that, they go on and they try to curse that shit. Astronauta's strange spirit has said, "What's your worst nightmare?" and played that nightmare over and over again in your mind. Wow. And you were cursed, and many shamans have helped heal you. Well, at least that, see, even though that was a negative experience with the nightmare, that spirit coming along and saying that whatever your worst, and welcome in, Amelia, I just saw you come in, them saying whatever your worst nightmare is actually helping you, because now you know what to look at and heal, where before you could have just been going on being unhealed on in some type of way. And why did the music stop? Hold on, I don't hear the sound bowls and that's annoying. Okay. It's like, no. There we go. I put it on a different one. Okay, so this one's supposed to restore the chakras. It was a nightmare about cannibalism and terror. Wow. Okay. Yeah, cannibalism is absolutely terrifying. Gemini, third house. Now, Gemini is an interesting energy. I've known one Gemini and they did flip on me, but I just expected that to be the norm for them. And so I just dealt with it that way. By once you figure out what people's thing is. See, these people wanted you to be wounded permanently. The weird shit about these witches and warlocks, each Chiron sits in a different house and the signs depend on the sign in the house. Okay, thank you for telling me that. Because I do know that, it's in my birth chart, but I don't know exactly where or what it has to do with. But I do know that other people have tried to play on that. So what has happened with me is these things that they try to attack, like me being adopted, me feeling abandoned or whatever, like by God, which anybody being adopted would feel that way. But like, oh, they did curse on your kids' dreams again, but it's since it stopped. Okay, good that it stopped. So yeah, anytime you have a bad dream, it's always an indication that there's something that needs to be worked on or healed. But like I said, don't focus when it's in the middle of the night and you've just woken up from a bad dream. That's not the time to focus on the dream. It would be better to write it down if you have to, and then focus on it in the morning and ask yourself, okay, what was this dream trying to tell me? Like, I just decoded the dream that I had, and it was basically all it was saying was that the place I used to live in, I didn't feel safe in, which is true. But the one I do live in now, I feel safe here. So that's a huge difference for me. So yeah, these people are really stupid. They were trying to play on an old wound that you have, and they were trying to put you in a setback so that you'd be set back. Wow. In Mad Max type setting, wow, that would be a really cool dream. You know what? I'm getting kind of like Blade like energy from you. Like if Van Helsing was turned into a vampire, you would be like that. You would be like a vampire Van Helsing that would probably eat other vampires or stake them or whatever. But that's kind of, or Blade. I love the series Blade. Oh my god. Oh my god, some of the best movies. It also gives me like a Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah, I've noticed that you have characteristics like Van Helsing. Absolutely. Also, Pluto aspect will in your chart will explain a lot, and Saturn aspects will help you understand it well. Okay, so I was wondering if it had to do with Pluto, this wounding, because it is like death. Pluto has to do with death, like Hades and stuff like that. So these people wanted to set you back. They tried to plan another yearly cycle, and they started this ritual work probably 2 nights ago. Yeah. Yeah, they started. Oh, you're very much like Riddick for sure. They started and like a Riddick, Van Helsing, and Blade. But these people started this ritual 2 nights ago, and they've been trying to utilize the 8-8 portal and the moon to keep you in a wounded state so that you wouldn't be able to move forward. And it's actually done this to them. And so these people have this. The weird shit is that they have similar wounds to what you have in your Chiron. And that's why I was saying Chiron's important at this time. They have similar wounds, and these people never healed from their wounds. And so they're the ones that are being torn up by spirit. I mean, literally, they've lost their gifts and abilities. So now they can't do any divination. Their magic doesn't work. It's literally been completely stopped. Like when I say completely stopped, these people could go through all of the mechanisms of chanting or whatever they do to send a spell, but none of it's going to touch you because God's taken you out of this wounded healer space. You're no longer there. Whatever these witchcraft, I'm going to call them witchcraft wounds. Whatever these and that's not a wound from you being a witch. This is like a wound from a witch attacking you in a certain part of your birth chart. These have been healed. And when I say miraculously, God can do anything. Welcome in, Brooke. Literally, God can do anything. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised that God healed you of whatever this past trauma was, because I think part of it was even past life trauma. So these people that they're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle right now, their destiny swipe was rejected by the universe. You are currently in your own energy, and more of your energy is coming back to you at this time. Yeah. See, these people literally, they could have been working with a Hierophant group or working through a Hierophant, but they didn't know that you guys were born this way. You know, that Lady Gaga song, Baby, I Was Born This Way. You have healed quite a bit. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you guys were born this Hierophant. You are born this way. So again, when God created you, then the very specific, unique way that God created you, yeah, if you have moon opposite Pluto, that shit gets rough. I'm sure it does. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry that your grandmother passed. That's tough. Yeah, you're the Hierophant Emperor. That's exactly it. You were born this way. Like you came into this world with natural protection for what these people were going to do on the inside of you. Literally, Ace of Swords. Yeah, you can work with an opposition's hardest aspect to work with, for sure. For sure. This, you like literally, you're also being protected by a Hierophant group that was attacking you in the past. I feel like somebody has realized that they made a big mistake and they were following us up some type of false lead because they were extremely foolish and they were listening to a fool that has this person, whoever these witches and warlocks are, they feel like you have done something personal to wound them. And so what? If you broke up with somebody because they were a weirdo, I'm seeing somebody stealing somebody's socks. That's fucking weird. See, you were also born this high priestess with intuitive gifts and talents, and that's what helps you keep yourself safe because you use them to look out. You're aware of how they repented? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to be repenting. They're going to be continuing to repent, but it doesn't matter. Even if they repent, they're still going to have to be held responsible for what they've done because they were told. I mean, how many? I've been on here for at least consistently. I've been on here for at least a year warning people. I'm an Aquarius when you're not weird. Well, I love Aquarius energy. You know, I have Aquarius very highly aspect in my chart. So it's like this energy of, and the Fool does have to do with Aquarius, but I'm not getting that that's your energy. These people were deceived into thinking that they could do this ritual one more time and that they would get another year of your prosperity. These are the people that like to use the portals, like, you know, 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8. They like to use these portals as a way to timeline jump, basically, because they want to be on the same timeline as you guys, and they're not. Like when I say that these people are going a completely different route than you guys, they're going completely different direction. Yeah, big group of them could have been, see, maybe, and also Ragnarok, maybe they I got it that time. Sorry, you guys. Ew. Sick. Anyways, fucking monitoring spirit. Maybe they figured out a little bit too late who you guys are. Yeah, 3:37 Easter time, exactly. So, they found out a little bit too late who you are in the spirit, and now they feel stupid. They should feel real stupid in the fool here. Yeah, they love their Beelzebub monitoring spirit shit. And I am the type of person that I hate bugs. And I'm not trying to be a hateful person, but I do not like insects. I like butterflies and stuff, but I just flies and gnats, no. I'm disgusted. They repulse me in every type of way. And I'm also afraid of rodents. Ugh, no way. I'm more afraid of a rat than a snake, to be quite honest. Like, I feel like rats carry disease. But yeah. Oh my God. Wow, you got stung by 40 bees when you did lawn care. I am so surprised that you're still around here. They came up against Apollo. Yeah, you're called Phobius, means bright light. So exactly, these people did not know who they were coming for, which is kind of strange to me for doing this for 9 fucking years, 9 to 10 years, for them to be coming for you for 9 to 10 years on this same bullshit. Like, if I did something and it didn't work and it backfired epically, like, I would just not do it again. These people feel like, oh, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. I don't feel like that these people should have tried again. Yeah, they're in the 5 of Wands because of their foolishness, you know? Yes. You know what, Aquarius, you should definitely write a book about how your spiritual gifts came online after your wreck that you were in, and how they heightened and stuff like that. I think that would be and how you had a near death experience. I mean, I think you should write about that and publish it for people, because that's everybody's testimony is like so freaking different, but they're all like beautiful. So these people were in so much competition. Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody's attacking your crown chakra. Well, we can play the crown chakra bowl. We'll send it right back. So yeah, always affirm that you don't give consent to any type of attack. We don't give any type of consent to that. There we go. I just felt it clear. Okay. This is why I really suggest getting a singing bowl if you can't afford a one that's made out of like quartz like that one. Good. Yeah. Feels like a mental fog is on. If you can't afford one of those, they do have the type. I don't have one in. Oh, actually, I do have one in here. This one's the heart chakra, but they've got the type that are the Tibetan bowls like this. Again, this is like a little one, but you could get one that is a little bit bigger for the crown chakra. Okay. Open our heart chakras up. So what these people are trying to do is they're trying to use the moon to close your heart off so that you won't be open to receive. Thank you. Yeah, good. There's a shop nearby. That would be awesome if you could go pick one out. And yeah, if you, and whatever chakra you guys are feeling that's being affected the most, like if it's a third eye, if it's the crown chakra, I was picking up on that entity, whatever that masculine energy that was telling me to stop at the very beginning. 12 pieces, glass impacted skull. Wow. Collapsed left lung, internal. Yeah, I would say that that's a near death experience. Wow. 8mm stent, splenic artery to spleen. Oh my gosh. 2 days in the ICU. Wow. And what happened a 3-day period? That's crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, I would definitely write about that. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you have never had a broken. Who is that male entity? He feels entitled. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if it's something telepathic, like a person, or if it's an actual entity. Usually, entities will just push thoughts. I won't hear an audible thing with them. Oh, is it? That's how you learned you had RH negative? I have RH negative too, literally. I learned it through medical assisting school, though, when we tested our blood. Wow. Geez, and 4 hairline fracture on the ribs. Yeah, the ribs, that sucks. I've had my ribs fractured as well, and they were hairline fractures, and that shit sucked. Like seriously, it hurt to breathe for a long time. Yeah, the male entity has been well, I want to say it's been oppressing. That's what it's trying to do. It's trying to steal the wisdom from your crown chakra. That's ridiculous. That's why I felt Sleipnir's energy coming in really strong. He was helping. Yeah, I know they do this shit. They try to like that. Trust me, they're beings that try to bait me to work against people that I know are not my enemy. And I'm like, yo, I'm not fucking stupid. But yeah, I'll come across them every once in a while. While he does his ritual, exactly. Because if he can remove, I'm a layer of protection for you. If he can remove this layer of protection that you have, then this person feels like they're going to be successful. But no, it's a hell no. They've been rebuked. I mean, literally, Odin's energy is coming through really strong. These people were stupid. And Saturn's energy. And Saturn is like a father to you guys. So is Odin, the all father. Odin's like grandpa energy to me. This very powerful like just so you know how like your grandparents are like they got wisdom and they're very wise, and then Saturn's energy is like kind of gives me baby daddy energy, but I was Rhea in one of my past lives. Yeah, yeah. Me and Saturn have had your rounds, absolutely. Well, the Saturn return, when the Saturn return happens, you guys can go through a lot of endings. I've had that happen for me. I've also had the solar return too, which is crazy. Welcome in, Girl Gone. I hope you're having a good day as well. So, yeah, we're just kind of chatting here about how you guys were born with this supernatural protection. These witches and warlocks are in the tower. They were trying to compete with y'all for some stuff that's not theirs, to be honest. And it's a failure. It's a complete and total failure. Also, these people, their ideas are being challenged. Saturn's freaking cube. Yeah. Yeah. The black cube of Saturn. I also feel, well, I got a download weeks ago that God had done something with that. Alleluia. Okay, that makes sense, which is a compound of the Celtic sun god. Oh, Yahweh, thunder, Hebrew God. Interesting. And Apollo and Jupiter. Wow. I feel like these people, they're figuring out that you are somebody that's actually cared for by the spiritual realm. These people thought that they were successful these past 9 years at attacking you guys. They're not. They're also in the 5 of Cups, which means not only are people not listening to them anymore, and it's got them in the tower because the only reason that they were able to get these groups of people to come for you was by talking shit and making things up and lying. And so basically, people are seeing the truth. A veil has been lifted, whatever cloaking they were doing. Alexander Elohim Luya. Yeah, and Alexander is a very powerful name as well. It's extremely ancient. I don't know exactly what it means, but you guys should always look into. Oh, you did try the lam vam yam ram ham wow, that actually goes pretty well together, mantra, and you definitely felt it. Good. Oh, that's your birth name. Right on. Alexander means protector of man. That so is in alignment with your purpose. Yeah, my real name translates literally to one who sees the future. Like no joke. And I found that out way later on in life. And I'm like, wow. It's just weird how my parents changed the spelling of my name and it completely changed the meaning of it. But yeah. Yeah, your dominant planets are Mercury, yeah, Pluto, Saturn. Exactly. That's why you guys have a direct connection to Saturn. Alexander Elohim. Yeah, protector of man and light of thunder. I love that. Light of thunder. Brian Noble, Philip Horselover. That's dope. God will your name means God will give. Oh my gosh, I love this, you guys. That's so cool. Wow. Wow. That is really cool. I love it. So they know that you're a high priestess. They know that you're able to determine the outcome of what they've just done. And they're planning to do it again tonight. These have got to be the dumbest people I've ever met. They're already in the Five of Pentacles. And it's this exact type of shit that they're doing that's got them there. This is definitely a Queen of Swords in the reverse involved. This could be a somebody that's attached. I feel like somebody wants to attach to a family member of yours, maybe your children or maybe your mother. This female energy feels like that because of one of your parents, that's the reason that, oh, so this person is blaming your ancestors, aka your parents, for giving you this high priestess ability. Like this person, this Queen of Swords in the reverse, conceals her true emotion, vicious gossip, betrayal, not a true friend, says what she thinks people wants to hear. She is envious of you. Do not trust this woman. She causes problems for you. Yes, absolutely. I definitely did pick up that it was a riddle, but I understand it. Yes, and Balder did come back. Absolutely. He did. I met him. It was a very interesting day for me. So it's quite interesting how everything is being resolved in your favor. And this person was trying to they basically were trying to keep an old wound going. The Sturgian moon in Aquarius, so everyone will be airy. Absolutely. Yeah. And the Sturgian moon, why it's called that is because the Native Americans, they at this specific time of the year, there's a fish called the sturgeon fish. They would like go fishing like at night and during the day, and they would catch a lot of this fish, and then they would preserve it in salt for yes, of course, Balder forgives. But when I met this person, they started crying. And they were like, I don't know why, but I just have a really bad feeling about Astraea. And then the other psychic person that was there was like, oh, well, this is why. But yeah, it's all good now. All good. It was a very interesting day. I was like, shit. But it was also good to see that, you can always come back from. And one day I'll tell you guys about my interaction with discovering myself. Actually, maybe I'll just tell you now. So, you know how I talk about how the vehicle is a vessel? It's like as a metaphor for our physical vehicle. So, if you have something going on with your car, you want to look at your body as well. Well, the paint on my car randomly just started like peeling off. I was having experiences years ago where the skin on my face would peel off, like in a way where it was leaving spots. And when I would look in the mirror, I would see a serpent above my head, and I would feel it dripping venom into like my aura, and it would burn like a motherfucker. So I was having these skin problems. There was going on with my car as well, deteriorating my car. And then when I went to another psychic and we were looking at it and we finally figured it out, and I was like, oh, this is about Loki. We're able to clear it. But I was going through months of suffering through that. And it was extremely fucking painful. Like, I'm not kidding. Whatever that spiritual experience was the worst shit ever. And I would just cry. And since I've been able to clear it and heal it and stuff like that, and basically rescue myself, because that's all we can do, things have gotten better. My car never got its paint back, but whatever. It is what it is. You've been to China in a past life also? Wow. Wow. That's so interesting. That's so interesting, you guys. I'm glad that you can remember your past lives. Yeah, the Chinese dragon era. You notice your spiritual journey, you keep getting led to past life, different cultures that came, wow, in the Chinese dragon era. Yeah, so you know how the ley lines of the planet is dragon energy. The you know, over in China and Asia, they have it really strong there. That's why feng shui is such a thing. But yeah, feng shui was a cook and a calligrapher, poet. Oh, okay. I don't know what a calligrapher is, as well as the first emperor of China. Wow. Wow. Wow, you already hit your witch, Norse, Egypt, and alien, star-seeded natives past lives already. Absolutely. Yeah, I was at I don't know if it's Japan or if it was China, but I was at Kitsune Teinanum ne Mei, something like that. Yeah, I was a Kitsune. And I tormented the shit out of people. It was really, really a bad person in that lifetime. Lots of people should start remembering their past lives. Exactly. Alexander the Great, William Wallace, Ragnarok, Lothbrok. Yeah, I think I was in that lifetime when you were William Wallace. Like I said before, I think literally that I was there. I don't know who I was though. I think I maybe was sharing a body with you in that lifetime. Or maybe I was just possessing somebody. I mean, that does happen every once in a while. But yeah. So these people, they didn't know who you were. They didn't know your past. And you're, yeah, absolutely Pleiadian. We didn't share a body. Yeah. I just have such a perspective of it. It's like so weird. And I've never been to that area before. Like, you know how some people, when they've had a past life somewhere, they'll go visit a spot. I have not been to that area. But I would like to go if I could. I mean, you know, I don't know what the food's like. That's like my main thing with traveling, that I would like to go to different places, but I have a food allergy. And so I'm afraid to go to places and then not know the language or just feel culturally awkward. But yeah, maybe if you go with like a tour guide or something. You think you're an empress or geisha at one point? Yeah. Yeah, I know somebody that was a geisha as well. And they still have that quality, that geisha trait. Like, and I love that. I love that. It's such a beautiful energy, even though it's kind of a strange thing. Like, they had geishas. They also had women that they would call them poison people. What would they call them? They called them poison something. And they would drink cyanide, like small amounts of it. It would build up in their bodily secretions, and then they would be used as like black widow women to take people out and sleep with them, and then they would sleep with them, and that cyanide would be passed down to the person. You've died in a lot of wars dating back to the Crusades and before. Yeah, I definitely do see that for sure. Yeah. Wow. I mean, and there's a reason that you guys have decided to go through battles, and it's for the evolution of your soul. I kind of talk about it as like you making a contract with somebody else that, okay, in this lifetime, I want to encounter you. And if you kill me in battle in this lifetime, then I'll kill you in battle in another lifetime and we can have that experience. That's kind of how it is. Wow, that's amazing. I'm glad that you're documenting your past lives. It's so important. Seriously, it's so important. Yeah, especially if you've got memories that you can go through like that and document. I mean, I have mostly all of my memories of being Loki. And then all of the time spent doing that. I love geishas too. Yeah, if you there's a movie about geishas. I think it's called Grimoire of a Geisha or something like that. If you haven't seen that, you'll have to watch that. It's seriously so good. And it'll make you cry. Like, it will totally make you cry. Yeah. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, people trying to claim to be you. But again, this shit is bizarre. Somebody is trying to blame your ancestor for giving you this high priestess ability, you guys. Like, who in the hell has the time to sit around arguing with somebody else's ancestors? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You guys have a lot of powerful energies coming down to support you at this time. 3 of Wands. Look at that. These people's goals were just they were missing a big piece of the information that you are a very highly ranked spiritual being. Also, what you put your focus on right now is what you create. So the Sturgeon moon has to do with that fish that the Native Americans would get at this time. It would be an abundance of it, and so it ties in with money. Also, Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of abundance, also ties with money. Destined to be a shaman in this lifetime. Yeah, it could be a shaman. It could be a shaman. It could just be a healer. You're definitely destined to be something exactly like that. And again, I'm not for sure exactly what shamans are. I only know of the shamans that, like, what do they do ayahuasca or whatever. That's what I think shamanism is. But there may be more types of shamanism than just that. But yeah. And I forget, okay, I have a friend that used to come into the store. I think that they will go to Peru or something to get their training to like work with the ayahuasca. You know what I mean? If you don't know what ayahuasca is, it's a plant-based drink that makes you really, really hallucinate. I don't know. I drank it and it didn't do anything to me. So I don't know if I had the right type or whatever. It tastes like root water, really not that great. Not that great of a taste, but it does help you go on journeys. I think that the best, when it comes to hallucinogens, the best shit is like mescaline. Been learning about Thoth, who seemed to do shaman work. Absolutely, absolutely. Thoth did well. I mean, the emerald tablets could be a form of shamanism. Everyone will meet Pleiadians in this lifetime. Yeah, and also, yeah, that's what's currently being shown. Yes. Well, we're having right now with the full moon, and it's all based around abundance, and the 8-8 portal is all based around abundance. Yeah, sounds of vibration. All of this, the energy right now is people trying to stop you from being wealthy. They're trying to take away your gifts, your natural born abilities. Like, what the fuck? No, they can't do that. They don't have the authority to. These people also are not the emperor. They are not, like, this female energy is not in control of her emotions. Okay. She also really would benefit from having a therapist. I feel like this female energy is blaming a female energy in your bloodline. And you could even not even know this female. This could be like somebody blaming your great, great, great grandmother for having a spiritual ability. Like, that's fucking insane, right? Like, what? Like, who in the hell blames somebody that's dead for somebody being alive? That doesn't even make sense to blame somebody else's ancestors when really it's God that gave your great, 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 great grandmother and all the women in your bloodline and possibly all the men in your bloodline empathic abilities. Yeah, satanic beings and energy vampires. That's got to be what's going on, or some other type of weird ass worship, like some other type of shit. Because literally, these people were trying to use the Ars Goetia, and the Ars Goetia works for you. Like all of the demons in the Ars Goetia. And I work with them specifically. They're not negative to me because God keeps them put in their place. These people have a major backfire that they're dealing with. Jealous witches that don't have natural gifts. Yeah, exactly it. That's exactly it, Girl Gone. They have got a bone to pick with you, but again, they're not going to. Because they don't have magic. You're the magician. These people are realizing that you actually have been transmuting this energy the whole time, and you've been returning it back to the sender. Like, and not even these people were trying to attack you while you slept. And then they were going to send in another attack the moment that they felt like you were up. So this person has been trying to spy on your schedule. They want to know when you go online. If you're a gamer, they want to know when you go online to start gaming so that they can send some bullshit energy. That's crazy. Yeah. And I feel like they also are really pissed that this gift, this inheritance, like these abilities that God gave you, that your children have them too. Like, what? I don't know why they're this upset about that, but these people could be facing it, being permanently restricted, going to jail. They could literally be facing prison. This female who's tried to rat you out to the police many times because you save other people, Like, you guys help other people. I know that part of my divine life purpose, besides working through all of Loki's fucking karma, is basically to help people find out who they are so that they can get back on track with their lives. You know what I mean? And again, we've all had lifetimes where we've been benevolent or the opposite, and it's so that we can learn to become neutral. These people, I'm only seeing dark lifetimes. So I'm there's something really weird about this person. It's very rare when I see people that only have darkness. Like, when I'm looking for any type of lifetime where they've been a good person and they haven't. I think that's weird. Yeah, the gifts are God given. And exactly, we're chosen to carry them for a reason. Like I said, God has put something on the inside of you that nobody else is going to be able to understand nor remove, because God knows all. God knew that these people were going to do this. So God gave you extra protection. You have noticed while you're gaming, waves of really dark energy coming over you. Yeah. Okay. So that's exactly this energy that I'm picking up on. They feel like when you're focused on something else, that's the time to attack you. It's ridiculous. They also want to make you guys really afraid. But yeah, they're trying to make you guys afraid of who you are. Because if you fear yourself, you're never going to seek that truth, and then you're never going to act on it. But that's not the truth. You're already here acting on it. These people thought that they were going to turn a community against you guys. You're still being backed by a community who has your back and is not going to let this energy come in. Way beyond religion to beyond man rule. Exactly. Absolutely. And I do feel, Aquarius, that part of your mission is bringing in the new age of Aquarius, which is new knowledge to people. Yeah, it's trying to settle in, but it's not able to. Have you ever noticed, Ragnarok, that these entities, you can see them around you, but they never can do anything to you? There's a reason for that. It's because of what you have on the inside of you. And some of these entities don't want to do anything to you. To be quite honest, when these people were pulling from the Ars Goetia, the Ars Goetia entities all like you guys. Like, that's strange because they don't like humans very often, but they do like you guys. Yeah, especially these people that are in cults or secret societies, however you want to say it, Illuminati, Luciferian, all of that shit. They feel like you guys are a major threat, and so whoever sent the attack to you, Aquarius, to have you have that near death experience, they felt like you were going to pass away. They really tried to unalive you. Somebody sent some magic, and what happened was it made you wake up. Even though you had to go through a whole big trauma, it caused you to awaken. So these people are really stupid. It doesn't matter what they do, you're still going to prosper anyways. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, Eight of Swords to the Ten of Swords. This person may end up being unalived in jail. And that's kind of sad. That's crazy. Because these people feel like that you have victimized them. I don't feel like you guys have done anything. Yeah, you've been waiting for 2,000 years for this exact time, for the age of Aquarius. Yeah. So all you can do is be ready. Exactly. It's something never seen before in history. Absolutely. Never. I mean, you've helped other planets ascend, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But this planet, like, I remember when I first fell from heaven, the people on the planet that I fell to were not right. There was something not right with those humans. I feel like the children coming in now are much higher vibration. Yeah, they lash out against you and then cry. Yeah. Why are some of your dreams in the night in dreams in the night or dark settings? Ooh, okay, let's look at that. So it kind of, you have to rely on the way you feel in the dream. But I am picking up that it's kind of like you've had a lot of to answer your question, Girl Gone, you've had a lot of experiences, not in the underworld as like a resident, but okay, well, I talk about there being an original soul that creates that basically will create the position, right? But then that soul will want to move on from that position, and so it'll be a job that's made, and as somebody else will have to step up. Yeah, so what I'm picking up on is, you having lifetimes as being, I think it's called chthonic. um it's a chthonic day. It's an underworld deity. So you've had lifetimes. Like, I was kind of going to give Hades and Persephone as an example. Like, you've had, those are positions. It's not the same exact soul that sits there forever. No ways. Us as souls, even if we create a job, like, and that's what our divine life purposes do. They create a role. We won't want to be in that role for the rest of existence. Like, that's crazy. So we'll train another soul to take over. Like, it's not always been the same Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, their positions, basically. So what I'm getting is that you've had a lot of positions in the underworld. Do you feel like where it's kind of like gray, like kind of gray and dark? Because I'm getting some Hecate vibes. You're always in the forest at nighttime, or it's just dark. Okay, yeah. So I do feel like, maybe you were Demeter. Because Demeter, she finds Hecate, and I am seeing Hecate's torch right now. So it's like, yeah, the reason that you're perceiving it to be so dark is because you have that torch with you. Maybe you were Demeter, which is very interesting, because that actually does line up with your energy as an archetype. And the seasons, like, you could feel a certain type of way about the seasons. So you could have been in Demeter's position before. Um, And you know how history kind of repeats itself. I feel like there's also an Aztec deity of the underworld that you've been. I don't know what its name is, though, because I don't know. First of all, I cannot pronounce the Aztec words. You don't know how to explain it. I'm seeing what you're talking about. I'm like seeing it. And it's like a very dark forest, but then you get led down either stairs, you're getting led down something into the underworld. So it's almost like you can walk in and out in the underworld in your sleep. The adversary, literally. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't even know that card was in this deck. So you could have been considered to the human race an adversary because maybe you're a judge of the dead. This is why I tell people, never fuck with somebody else. You never know who they are on a higher self level, and you never want to screw someone over or do wrong to somebody who is going to end up having to cast judgment on you in the future. And I'm like literally getting yeah, sometimes you see fairies and fae. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so also, I'm getting really like, you've had a lot of lifetimes being in the underworld, but then you've also had a lifetime. Actually, I'm saying like 3 different lifetimes being a fairy. One of those lifetimes was being a nymph. So that's where the wood's coming from. Winter, what was I just saying about Demeter? This is just giving me confirmation. Okay. I was Hades for a time. A grumpy ass. I was I was basically Loki trying to hide from Odin, of course. And I was turned into Hades. I lived a life on the planet, and then I went into the underworld. So yeah, I do feel like this winter energy, it has to do with Demeter, and uncovering this is a big deal, because you could have seasonal depression and not even realize it, and it's coming from that. The journey. What was I just talking about? How the journey into the underworld. This kind of reminds me of Hela's boat, even though there's not skeletons coming off of it. But yeah, that's interesting. You have Hades moon. Wow. Wow. So you've had a dream about Gaia, who shifts into a gray smoke creature. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. No, that absolutely makes sense, because what happens when Demeter is upset because Persephone has to spend 6 months in the underworld, which I'm going to tell you right now that Persephone loves the underworld. That's why she ate the pomegranate seed. So literally, the Gaia turning into a gray smoke-like creature could, look at this winter picture. See all that smoky looking energy around that card that says winter. That could literally be symbolic for the transformation that happens with Demeter. Because Demeter, she's looking for Persephone, and Hecate, we love Hecate. Hecate is the one who brings her into the underworld to find Persephone, and then they basically make a deal. But the thing is that Zeus gave Hades asked Zeus permission to abduct Persephone, and Zeus said yes. Because it was pretty much unfair that Hades didn't have a wife other than like the Gorgons, and those are snake people. You've dreamt about winter in a dark forest with wolves. Confirmation. And Hecate is also associated with wolves. Seduction. A snake. Interesting. But yeah, if we look at like what happens to Gaia when it goes into winter and things die, it's because Demeter stopped caring for the world. She's like, oh, fuck it. She just got so depressed. So depressed. Reincarnation. Yo. Reincarnation. This confirms it to me. Holy shit. Reincarnation. Oh my God. Reincarnation. Yo. So, do you like plants, Girl Gone? If you like nature, this is so in alignment. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I would be calling upon Demeter. King Arthur. King Arthur's dope. Wow. Oh my gosh, the way that came out. That is crazy. The Seeker. See, you are seeking this information about your reincarnation. That rhymed, but I didn't mean it to. But yeah, you are seeking information. You are finding. Wow. And this is like a big stepping stone, finding out about being in Demeter's position. Foresight. Look at this. Look at this. So not only this is going to give you foresight into the way that you feel about the way that nature changes. I personally love autumn. That's like my favorite time. I feel like winter probably is my least favorite, and that could be the way that you feel as well. Interesting. You love Hecate and you've seen her before and her wolves. Yeah. So I'm not even feeling that you need to be afraid of the darkness in your dreams. I'm not getting a scary feeling. I'm literally just getting that you're seeing things through the eyes of Demeter. The door and dreams. Look at that in your dreams. These dreams are giving you foresight, though. Basically, they're giving you foresight into something that you had unresolved within yourself that has to do with winter. It also has to do with the fairy realm, because I feel like Demeter retreats into the fairy realm when winter comes. Like she just leaves. Which I don't think that's part of the folklore, the mythology for her, but that's what I'm seeing is that, Demeter went to the human world asking for where Persephone was. She went to the fairy realm. She went everywhere, and nobody would tell her the flippin' truth until she came to Hecate, and Hecate got the news that Persephone had been abducted, but from the rainbow, the goddess of rainbows, Iris. I think her name's Iris. And she's like a messenger. So yeah, there is something with that feeling. And it's kind of a fear of losing a child and not. And also this has to do with with adoption as well. I'm picking up on, I don't know how they're connected, but it does have to do with that. Vigilance. See, look at this. What was I saying about having to walk down some stairs? That's what I was seeing in my mind. So this vigilance energy is really good energy. See, I feel like these dreams and the doors to dreams, I'm picking up Morpheus energy here. There's two different dream gates you can go through. The one you've been going through is taking you into other lifetimes and other experiences where you can meet. Basically, you love winter and autumn. Oh my God, this totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. Yeah, I love autumn as well. Exile. So yeah, this exile energy is also kind of a wintry looking energy, but that has to do with, Persephone being exiled, like she had to spend half of her time. And so it's kind of like at that time, Demeter went through a whole bunch of other things that were really traumatic, but she was very diligent. And basically she would go into exile, or she would go into like hermit mode every time winter would come around. So you could also find yourself going into hermit mode in winter. Good. You're not afraid of your dark dreams. If anything you feel at home, okay, then this is just confirmation. Look at this, autumn. You've got to be kidding with this. Autumn. So yeah, I do get a feeling of homecoming. A big feeling of homecoming. Wow. Wow. That is so cool. That is so cool. Look at this. Now this to me looks like a raven. Wisdom. So I feel like ravens have to do with magic. I feel like they could have to do with death too and change. I'm also getting the ravens that, the dream god, who's been resurrected, by the way. That's why all of your guys' dreams in the past were so fucked up, was because the dream god was dead. The god of dreams was dead. Anyways, he's been resurrected, put back in his place, and now people's dreams are functioning normally. But this wisdom, this raven energy, I do feel like it has to do with magic as well. And so this is going to bring so much enlightenment and wisdom in. Yeah, absolutely. The Galactic Federation of Light. I love that. I love that. Yeah, you feel like your fairy and Gaia past life fell into Celtic background. Interesting. See, heartache. We do know that the story of Demeter has to do with heartache, but there's a lot of wisdom that's gained through that heartache that she goes through. And I do feel like there is an aspect of Gaia going through heartache, because the deities that are like, when you're linked into Gaia, Gaia experiences what you guys experience, if that makes sense. The sun. Literally. The sun. This does have to do, like, as a side note, this does have to do with the sun. Like, because I was picking up on that seasonal depression where you could be feeling like going into hermit mode every time that the winter comes. Wow, my right ear just started ringing really loud. Oh, I don't have my other phone here because it's charging. Damn it. I was going to look up what that means when your right ear rings. Usually it's the left. Okay, so they're saying that there is something with the sun. What you plant right now is going to grow. You've got protection. You've got this protection. The sun's here to offer. I've always been talking about Ra's energy being here to protect you guys. Even in the winter times when it's the darkest, you know what I mean? When it gets like dark earlier, you guys are still being protected. Like these people, there really is no good time for these people to try to Ten of Swords you and attack you. And I'm also picking up on that, the fairy energy has specifically to do with nature. It's very linked in with nature and springtime. So springtime is when Persephone gets released back to, I guess she can go to Mount Olympus or whatever, but yeah. So now Demeter's energy, she can go anywhere that she wants, whenever she wants. And that's what I really like that about her. Kind of reminds me of how Loki does the same shit. But yeah, going into different realms. Meditation. Wow. So again, you may be finding that meditation is easier for you to do in the dark, or you may want to start closing your eyes during meditation. So yeah. And what that does is when you're meditating and you close your eyes, it takes your focus and it directs it inwards. You know, your shadow self has definitely been in dark realms. Absolutely. But it's not anything that I don't feel any fear here. I'm just feeling a lot of enlightenment coming through. And I do feel also that fairies have access to the underworld. They have access to all the other realms as well. Yeah, beautiful, magical ones, but dark. Look, this is resolving some type of issue. Those skeletons are holding that girl up. So yeah, meditation is going to resolve whatever this issue is. And they're doing a lot of witchcraft on you right now. I'm so sorry. We pray against that. Know that it's coming to a resolve. But yeah, literally, this energy of you being able to resolve this with meditation, I feel like if you've been meditating with your eyes open, that it will just help you to close your eyes, so that you get to the core of whatever it is that's going on. And then allowing yourself, because my right ear ringing like that I feel like it was a warning, to not forget to tell you that what you're hearing is guiding you towards the truth. Yeah, the crown chakra, the maestro, literally. I love black cats. I think that they're good luck. So we've had 2 black cats and a raven so far. So those could be very significant animals to you. Yes, you do feel like you have a connection to Celtic in Ireland. Okay, so let's look at that. You do have a connection, actually. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, so there is a goddess that's called Brigid. I'm getting big, and she might also be a saint. Brigid goddess / saint Brigid. She might be a saint also. Okay, like they could have adapted her into a saint. I'm getting that archetype energy coming from the Celtic. You saw Big Raven a couple days ago. So beautiful. Yeah, then this is definitely for you. I also feel like you're being watched because you're going through these. Anybody that goes through the dream door that takes you to a place of like prophecy, yeah, awakening. Look at that. And awakening, you're being watched for that because literally from the dream world to the waking world. Yeah, this awakening that you're going through is basically the key. It's the key to you tapping into your own power. Wow. So yeah, I would look up Bridget's energy. See, I can see that because I at that time I was, or around that time, I was the Morrigan. And working closely with fates, like very closely with fates. And so I do feel like also you had an interaction with this other deity that's Celtic. Oh, your black cat, you named him Aries. That's so cute. He passed away. Wow. Yeah, Ragnarok, rebuke that feeling. We rebuke dread, despair, and whatever the fuck the spirit of witchcraft is. We rebuke that. Yeah, that's such a loss. Oh my gosh, I love animals. I wish that they could live longer, but I guess God made it for a reason. Look at this truth. You're receiving truth at this time. Yeah, you finding out about also being Bridget, I think that you're going to incorporate or integrate a lot of the aspects that she held. She was very much a nurturer, and she would help. Like when I say that she may also be a saint, I say that because she was saint-like in her life. She was definitely, you know, she was definitely like somebody that would bring food to prisoners. And that's from my perspective of watching her, because she was an extremely very powerful and influential goddess. Strength. You also could be seeing a stag in your dreams. I would say that that's a very good sign when you see that. Death. This is exactly it. It's like you have been in the underworld without being dead. And that's why I tell people, be careful who you mess with, because you have been a judge of the dead before. Literally, that's been part of your purpose. So, you could very well end up having to judge some of these people. He was such a loving cat. The secret. It's a secret. See, these people didn't know who you were before they messed with you, which is extremely dangerous. And that's why I'm saying don't fuck with people. So you don't know who they are. You don't know if you'll ever have to be standing when these people pass away. They're going to be standing in front of a higher self aspect of you, girl gone. And this is like why you don't mess with people. Because you may have to put these people in their place. The magician, these people really thought that they were going to use magic to do something again. They thought they were going to create another year cycle of getting your abundance, and it's a no. Greed. Literally greed. What, like, this is exactly lining up with what I'm talking about. They thought that they were going to use this moon to get another year of abundance, and it's a hell no. The hunter. Look at that wolf right there. I get that there's a lot of gray energy in your dreams. Like it's like nighttime, but then it's like grayish. And when it's gray, I associate that with being in the underworld. You almost named your daughter Demeter. Okay, this is just like double, triple confirmation. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Yo, oh my gosh. Melting. This information is causing somebody to have like a fit. They're freaking out. I do feel like these people are afraid now that they know the truth about who you guys are. The fact that you guys are chosen, this is scaring somebody. Wow, Demeter is your youngest son's guardian. That completely aligns with you in every type of way. Wow. And you'll have to look into Bridget as well. The necropolis, the city of the dead. This is literally, you go in and out of this city or this underworld all of the time. All of the time. And so that's why it goes from being darkness to gray to light. Summertime. So literally, because of summertime is the time where Persephone, from spring basically to back to winter, that's the time that, Persephone is out and Demeter's more happy. She's more willing to, well, let's just say that the energy of Demeter when Persephone's in the underworld is like, I don't give a fuck, like no fucks given about what's going on. But then the moment that she's out, she starts to give more fucks about what's happening. The aristocrat. See, I do feel like it would be very interesting for you to read up on the ancient mystery schools. There was a cult of Demeter. So now you're wondering if you were, yeah, you absolutely were her. And like I was saying, how there was an original being that was the original Demeter, but then that soul doesn't want to stay in its spot forever, right? And so it'll train somebody else to do Demeter's job, and then it'll leave, and then that you will take over that position. And that's what I'm getting, is that you were in the position of Demeter, but you were also in the position of Bridget. That's where that Celtic energy is coming from. The tomb, this is like all triple, quadruple confirmation. Remembrance. Yeah. It's not common for people to remember their past lives like this and to be dreaming of it. I can tell you that. The fall. I was telling you about my experience with the fall. It was pretty shitty, but I mean, good came out of it. Because you can't ascend if you haven't descended, The thief. Interesting. So these people thought that you were going to have some type of fall, that they were going to be able to steal from you. And that is not true. In fact, this could be the reason that you guys align up with the Ars Goetia and all of that stuff, because literally this fall energy, you were there at the time. Defiance. Yo. Defiance is kind of like rebellion. Love. It was out of love, though. So yeah. Beautiful energy. I would be jotting these dreams down and then searching, if you have an animal come up in a dream or something, you can remember searching it. Yes. So Bridget is one of the 3 major Celtic goddesses of the Celts. Okay. I'll have to read about who the other ones are, because I'm Yeah, I'm getting Bridget is what I'm getting, but it could be Bridget. I don't know if that's the same name, but Bridget. And she might be labeled a saint. She might be labeled a saint. Let me see. Let me see really quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is talking about, yeah, she had fiery orange hair. Her symbols are a flaming torch and her parents were the Dagda. Yeah, Bridget and Saint Bridget. Okay. So this is, so let me just copy this back. Control copy. Okay, so this is what I just found on the internet. Sorry, I had to leave the screen for a second. So mother goddess. So yeah. So it says historians suggest that the goddess Bridget was synchronized with the Christian saint of the same name. According to the medievalist Pamela Berger, Christian monks took the ancient figure of the mother goddess. Yeah, so she is definitely a mother goddess. And her parents were the Dagda, which are also a very Celtic, here. Her parents were the Dagda, ancient beings of Celtic lore. And she had fiery red hair. I was just looking. She's got fiery red hair. In fact, I think I've got her as a, she might be in this Divine Feminine deck. So looking for the cards, I'll just look in here. Let's see. This is a really great deck, you guys. If it's called the Divine Feminine Oracle, if you are into Divine Feminine. Okay, maybe it's not in this one. Maybe it's in the other one. This one's got Lilith, Amaterasu. Oh, here she is. It is right here, Bridget. Okay, so Bridget is the goddess of the eternal flame. So it says, I'm an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Bridget represents the essence of an inner dawn and the healing that comes from knowing that the best is yet to come. Bridget is the goddess of pre-Christian Ireland. She is associated with the Indo-European dawn goddess and the coming of spring. She's celebrated in the Celtic festival called Imbolc. I don't know if I butchered that. That takes place halfway between the winter and the spring solstices. Oh my gosh, that what came up in these cards as well. Okay, so it says, it's said that the moment between dusk and daybreak, Bridget arose into the sky with flames like the rays of the sun blazing in her hair. There's a shrine near Kildare in Ireland that is sacred to the Druids because it was believed to have been a place where Bridget's priestesses attended to her eternal flame. This is where they learned the ancient healing practices that are associated with Bridget. And this is where in 480 CE, Saint Bridget built a monastery in honor of the goddess and created a communal and consecrated center for women's religious life and learning. Holy crap. So literally, she specifically was helping women's religious rights and helping them learn. Bridget is associated with poetry and with all things elevated, states of being, high rising flames, lofty dimensions, elevated wisdom. She is said to have created the whistle for calling out from one person to another while walking through the night. Oh my gosh, girl gone. This is so you. Wow. Which walking through the night, which lifts the wanderer with its levity, and reminds her that she is not alone. When your soul selects her card, that's okay. There's a moment when you're making your way through the dark, and suddenly, after what feels like days or months or even years, a ray of light comes through to you. A lightening happens. Each step isn't quite as hard to make as the one before, and you feel a great shift begin, as if you know that you're headed towards something new, something even brighter. Bridget is the essence of that first flame, that first ray of light. Bridget reminds us that the darkness never lasts. Oh my gosh, this is so freaking you. This is so you. This is so your energy. Bridget's eternal flame represents the truth that the light never leaves us and that we can never be extinguished. It simply gets obscured or blocked from us. She reminds us that every day is actually filled with light. There are many days and times in our lives when we will endure a thick cloud cover, when that flame that exists within us is blocked by pain or confusion. Bridget is a sweet sound that reaches us in the dark and reminds us that we have never been on this journey alone. Bridget is our sign that the dawn is here because we have made it. Through the dark winter, which we were talking about, that we can lift our head. The healing has happened, and now the day is bound to the brighter. So the soul voice meditation for this card says, what allows me to feel light more often every day? And the intention is, I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Wow. So that gave me a lot more information than what the internet was showing. I want to find her card. This is seriously such a good deck, you guys. I mean, we've got Kali. We've got a lot of, I don't even know who that one is. Saraswati. Saint Bridget. She is dressed like a saint. Okay. Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all that I need. Wow. I love it. I love it. Such a good energy. Yeah, Odin's angry quite often, to be honest. He's pissed off about, well, because, you know, he ascended. I don't know if y'all know about that, but Odin actually did ascend. So now he's like an eye in the sky. So yeah, this was the divine, if you guys are into the divine feminine, this is the divine feminine oracle. And who is, oh, by Megan Watterson. So I'll put it in the chat. The Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Watterson. Yeah, I love that deck. I don't use it very often, but it's a good deck. So yeah, Demeter aligns with this and Bridget aligns with this. Those are the energies that are coming through. So yeah, I would just keep writing down your dreams and know that when you get sent, that you are getting sent messages. I mean, you know, Hecate's got a flame that lights up the underworld, but Saint Bridget also has a flame. You wouldn't be surprised if there were two amongst, if she was there too amongst other goddesses. Absolutely. Absolutely she was. You know, it was only when Ireland switched to like Catholicism that they made her a saint, but she was like a divine mother before that. And so I do like that they made her a saint because, like I was saying, the lifetime that she led was very saint-like. She did a lot of good work for other people. All right, you guys. So I guess we have made it to the ending of this reading. So I'm so excited for you guys to go explore and you literally pay attention to your dreams because they're very important at this time. I want you guys to know that this magic that these people are trying to do, it's not working. That, like, literally, when I say that they're going to be in jail in the Ten of Swords, whoever this female energy is that's been trying to steal your gifts and abilities, they're in trouble, like serious trouble. I would not want to be this person ever. Literally, I would never want to. And this is just a lesson to everybody. Oh, you're so welcome. This is just we're going to put one more card. This is just a lesson to everybody of never mess with people, because you don't know who they are, who they've been, or how important they are to God. And you're very important to God. Yeah, this is the ending of a battle. I don't feel like this type of magic's going to be able to affect you guys in the future. And again, learning what is your energy and what somebody else's energy is important, because these people, all they're doing is projection. Now you guys know, yeah, they're in big trouble. Literally, and what they're doing is they're using projection, because they can't make you feel a certain way about yourself. Yeah, you got big time confirmation. They can't make you feel a certain way about yourself. They can't take away this hierophant energy that you hold. So, they're just trying to project the way that they feel, because they feel like you should feel that. But again, I disagree with that. I think that you guys are in the light, you're of the light, and you're going to continue to be of the light and be a guiding healer to other people, just like how you have been great people in the past. You're a great person in this life. This world just doesn't know how to recognize great people. Not yet. I mean, not in this day and age is what I would say. All right, you guys, know that God loves you. Know that I love you. I'm giving you lots of love and support and air hugs, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful, happy full moon. Remember to focus on all of the things that you want, and try not to focus on what these people, because these other people are not on the same timeline as you anymore. They're trying to jump through the portal and come with you, and they can't, okay? All right, so just remember that, and know that the power that you guys, yeah, all the beings like you, oddly enough, yeah, the power that you guys have outweighs whatever was going on here. So yeah, definitely gave you some homework, but it's good homework. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day. God bless you. I'll see you in the next reading, you guys. Peace be with you. Bye. And thank you, Grogon, for sending the super chat. I really, really appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. I love you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, you guys. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget to go out and look at the full moon tonight. It's going to be beautiful and very bright. Looks like a flashlight literally in the sky. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.